What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Get It Done. I'm your host, John Guerra. Camera looks a little closer. I don't know if it is. But anyways, let's get straight into the episode.
And I can't go on, I can't go on like this, just dwelling on it.
Like this,
Used to be, I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no
Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
Hold on now. Hey. All right, so now before we get the copyright, we got to calm down. We're getting a little silly now. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Welcome back to another episode. A little hype in the air. You know, it's funny because probably like 5 minutes ago, I had no energy. I don't know what it is. I had no energy. I was literally just like I wanted to go lay down. I got back, went to go lay down in bed, and I was about to just be like, you know what? I'll record the episode tonight. But then I said, no, sir. No, sirree. We're getting this done now. You know, it's a busy day. I had a lot of things to do today. But we're here. I'll worry about that after. Right now, I'm here with y'all. We're having a little blast. It's October, baby. It's October. Spooky season. Spooky season. Get a little spooky. You know, I went to Spirit Halloween the other day, yesterday, and I went a little shopping, you know, like 3 hours. I said I was going to be gone for 30 minutes. I was gone for 3 hours shopping. Happens, man. And I didn't, guess what I bought? Not a single thing. Because Spirit Halloween is trying to rob me blind, and they're not going to do it. They came so close. They came so close. You know, I had the things in my hand. I was looking at them. I was like, oh, you know, it's only $40. You know, I picked up one of the animatronics. I was like, oh, it's only $90. But I thought to myself, I was like, Halloween just got started. Why are we getting silly? Let's wait a little bit. You know, maybe I'll go to another Spirit. Maybe that one isn't as silly. You know, and then I went to the Five and Below right next to it, and I saw animatronics for $40. The animatronics are like $200 usually. The smaller ones are like $90, $100. You know, this one, the Five and Below they had a clown one that was pretty cool. It was like 6'3", like a skinny clown like that. I would have bought it, but they were out. They were out. Who knows? They might have it today. But Spirit Halloween's trying to rob me blind. They had me so close. You know, I was about to go check out. I was thinking about it. You know, I was considering it. But, you know, they thought they had me by the throat, and I broke away. And I lived to die another day. So I don't know. I might end up buying a few things. There's some stuff that is pretty cool. It's just convenient. You know, it's all there. When you go to other places, it's like you don't know what's all going to be there. Walmart used to have a pretty cool setup for Halloween. They don't do it anymore. You know, Walmart used to have pretty cool setups for all the festival, like festivities, you know, Halloween, Christmas, all that. But I don't know, they kind of just throw stuff out there now. Drinking a Celsius. I don't really drink energy drinks. I try not to take in caffeine during the weekends, besides my creatine, because I just have a lot during the week, dude. I have a lot. I have had Red Bulls recently, but it's not as bad. Let me explain why. It sounds bad, it's not as bad. Because recently, what I do is every morning of the week, I have coffee. You know, I prep coffee. Game changer, man. Game changer compared to me having to buy coffee all the time. Prep coffee. I have like 4 cups usually, so it says it's 360, but who's counting, right? No, I'm kidding. I always want to count. 360. Sometimes I'll do like 2.5. No, sometimes I'll do like 3.5, 3. So it's not fully 360. It's a little less. And then what I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that's the days I actually have like all the classes and stuff. Just gets busier. When I get to work, on the way to work, I'll pick up like a Celsius. No, but the vending machine at our work only has Coca-Cola Celsius. And one thing is I don't like Coca-Cola. Like, it's just like the flavor of it, dude. Like, I don't know why. When it comes to like flavors like that, my mouth gets really like tired of it. It's like juice. When it comes to me drinking juice, it's like I can only drink a little bit, and then after a while, it's like, all right, well, it's a little too much juice. It's too sweet. I want to go to something else. So that's how my body reacts to it. So I'll have that, which is weird because grape is really sweet, but I love grape. So I don't know, kind of comprehends each other, and my body needs to figure it out. Do we like it sweet or do we not? I don't know. What Sabrina Carpenter said, "Is it that sweet?" I guess so. Espresso, something, something espresso. But yeah, so that whole gist of it, I keep looking at myself. I don't know why. I've been like kind of getting into a thing where I like looking down at myself instead of looking at the camera. I need to break that pattern because that's not a good pattern. Sorry, my mind's kind of going everywhere. But so I'll have the coffee, and then after my classes and I start getting ready to go to work, I pick up like a Celsius, and that's when I drink another one. But they've been having out of it. They're out of it at our work. So I've been getting Red Bulls, and Red Bulls has sugar, which Celsius doesn't. And that impacts me more because it's the mix of the sugar and the caffeine, even though the Celsius has nearly double the amount of caffeine that the Red Bull has. So that's pretty interesting. And it gets to me. So I end up having like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I end up having like 500 ish milligrams of caffeine. So yeah. So the weekends I try to like on the weekends I don't put product in my hair. I don't wear my contacts and I don't have any caffeine. So it's like my way of kind of like letting my body rest, like cuz it's just like a lot of prep. A lot of prep, man. During the week, like it's getting to where it takes me a while to get ready. It takes me a while to get ready again. Especially like I got to shave the beard. Well, it's not even shave the beard. I got to trim the beard. I got to even out the mustache. Fix anything else I see, Got the beard takes a while because of my jaw, dude. I have a jawline, not the way I used to, but it's like cut. It goes in, and it's hard. It's hard under here, and it's not level. It's like a hill thing that happens down here. So I can't just shave, but I got to curve a lot of curves going on here, dude. So it's a little difficult. It's a little difficult. Let me tell you a story actually. So the year was 2021. I wasn't that experienced in the knowledge of properly shaving yet. I shaved, yes, but there was one razor I thought worked really well, and I never replaced it. And you're supposed to replace your razors. This was like this was one of those like real cheap pack razors. So you're supposed to replace it like very often. I didn't. I used it for a whole year. One one of those replaceable razors for a whole year, the cheap ones. There was a green little one from HEB. I used it for the whole year, and I would clean shave. And I just remember I was getting so many like big bumps all over here, and it was because it was cutting my skin, I guess, or irritating my skin, and I ended up having like all these like holes all over here. And now you could still, I don't know if you can see it anymore. And finally, like you can see like little dots every now and then of them, like little small scars. You can't see them that well anymore, but back then, dude, it was like I had all these like little scarrings all over the side of my face like this for like 2 years. But I remember I was like thinking like, oh, what's going on, man? Why am I breaking out so much? 'Cause I was shaving the same razor for a whole year. That's ridiculous. I have the same things. I use the same razors now that I used back then, but I change it, like, every week. Every 2 shaves, I change to a new razor. Like, what are we doing, dude? What was I doing, man? What was I doing? I used to have beautiful skin. I had beautiful skin. And every now and then, I'm trying to get back to that, but it's hard for my mind to, like, see it because your mind never, like, sees it during the moment. Your mind's never like, "Oh, you have pretty good skin." Like, "Oh, you look pretty good right now," until you're not looking that good. And then that's when, like, you think about it and you're like, "Dang, I looked pretty good during that time period." I don't know why your mind does that, dude. Like, it's like when I'm in shape. If I'm in really good shape, my mind never fully acknowledges it. It's always like, "Oh, well, you have a little bit of fat there. You have a little bit of fat there." And then, like, 3 months, a year or 2 removed from that physique, you look back, you're like, "Dang, I looked really good." So it's weird. It's weird because especially, like, when I was a senior in high school, I was, like, to the gills shredded. Like, I was, like my body was, like I was skinny. I was, like, 155, 160, but I was, like, to the gills, just, like, pure shredded. It was, like, literally just muscle on my body. But the whole time I remember this period too, is every time I would always, like, be shirtless or anything, I'd look down and I had, like, a little, like, thin layer of fat. There's, like, that much layer on my belly button area, and I like, go like that with it, and I'd be like, "Dang, I need to get rid of this. How do I get rid of this?" And I never was able to, and I never knew that I was that, like, shredded until I started, like I would never look at myself in lighting. Never did any of that because I was never going to the gym or anything. I would just work out here at home. And I remember I went to the gym with my friends one time, and they're like, "Hey, take it off," because I was like the one guy that dieted, and they're like, "You're dieting all that for what?" And they're like, "Let's see the diet." And I took it off, and I was like, "Urgh," and I was like just shredded to the gills, but I was skinny still. I think I had like 13-inch arms, which isn't bad, but it's like pretty average, I'd say. Now, it's pretty crazy. Now, my arms aren't that big anymore. They're like 15 and a half. But when I bulk and stuff, I get like almost 17-inch arms, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not insane. Like I think The Rock has like 20-ish. Like they say like 20-inch pythons. Like when you get like 20-inch arms, that's like it's massive arms. Those are ginormous arms. But yeah, man, yeah. I skipped through I didn't even go to the news. Let's talk about the news, guys. I don't feel like pulling out my computer today. So we're gonna do it through my phone. Sorry, I just been like going. I've been going. Here we go. First one here. Baby sloth. Baby sloth makes public debut at Pennsylvania Zoo. First day of work, man. First day of work for that baby sloth. You might be nervous. Maybe the hype is real. People are going to show up. They're going to be there. And I just wish that sloth the best of luck on his first day of work because I know how nerve wracking it can be. All the hype's there for him. So, best of luck, dude. Best of luck. No, it could be scary, man. It could be scary. Dude, man, oh man. We have some good ones here. English town ejects black swan that tried to drown local birds. Wow. He turned on his own kind. That black swan turned on his own kind. He forgot where he came from. Started drowning his own. Maybe he was just jealous that he can't fly as high, or he can't fly as cool. Maybe he's mad that no one's making bird houses for him. Maybe. But they got him out of there. They got him out of there. They kicked him out. They probably all voted. They probably had all the people had a meeting with the birds and they're like, "What do you want us to do about this?" And they all just decided, let's go on a manhunt for that black swan and let's get him out of here. Probably they put him on one of those old what is it? What was it? They're in the pirate movies and the English old English movies. It's like those little it's like a car. It's kind of like a van, but the back has bars on it. And they just threw that black swan in there and got him on out of there. Got what he deserved. We'll move forward from that. I don't know. I can't focus that much because of the Celsius, but object in motion stays in motion. Remember that. Work's been pretty cool. I started the editor job, dude. I keep forgetting. I like how I say dude, but for all of the women out there, I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you dude as well. It's just me saying dude is a very open word. I started the editor job. It's a lot, dude. I said it again. What am I doing now? It can be a lot. It really can. But I feel so a part of me feels at home. Part of me feels like it's not work, but we are talking about work. When I showed up, Friday was my real first day. And also, I'm sorry that I haven't been making 2 episodes a week. I apologize for that. No one's complaining about it, but I know that it's something I said I was going to do. I'm just trying to get everything going. Things are moving fast, and things are moving fast and they're going hard. And I'm always going to get an episode out no matter what. Every week I will make an episode. But for when it comes to making 2, it's just not going to happen every time. And it's also kind of I always think about what can I talk about? Because like I said, right now we're not having guests on, so it's just me. What can I talk about Friday that differs from everything I talked about Monday? And I'm thinking there's right now, me just having 1 episode a week and talking about my whole week or the whole past week with the whole building week is more eventful for y'all rather than me just kind of being oh, well, I talked about this already, but let's just go over it again because I need an episode, you know? But anyways, Friday was my first day of work. Man, we got in there, had like it was just more of us just talking about things. He showed me all the stuff they have. They have so many equipment, so much equipment. And I've never known the name of all my equipment. Like, I don't even know the name of the mic. I don't know anything, but I know how to use it. Like the camera, the light, the little light around, the headphones. I have my headphones right here. I don't use them anymore because I don't have the interviews. Bluetooth headphones, the old mic, baby. This was my mic for a few years right here. Beauty. Did her job. But yeah, it's like I know how to use it. I know how to use all this stuff. I just don't know the names of it. I'm trying to learn, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. And then we started brainstorming. The other people got there. Not a lot of people on our side of like our actual like part, but it's just a lot of learning. I had to learn a lot. I can't use the stuff I use to edit here, like CapCut. I'm not allowed to use CapCut on for the university. So I got to find something else. I'm going to try to teach myself Adobe, but I'm not having like a little problem getting the free version because you got to pay for Adobe and I already pay for Riverside. I already pay for CapCut. And it's like, I don't know. I'm probably going to have to pay for something. I know Opus Clip. That's something I used a few times. Not that bad. I don't know if it compares to CapCut. I'm gonna look at it a little bit because I'm gonna start like looking into some of the videos. I'm just kind of like gaining a game plan. Seeing how I'm gonna take the week from here. So yeah, we'll just see. And it was just a lot of brainstorming, talking, just a lot of building ideas, man. Just like a whole bunch of brains kind of coming together, and not like just straight working, working, working. Like we're talking, we're creating an idea, and then I guess like more of the work's gonna be on my personal end. Like I'm gonna work 10 hours a week at home. So it's like me just like here, just working on this like 10 hours a week. So yeah, we're just gonna go. We're gonna see her. I'm excited. I'm excited. I have a lot of belief in myself. And then the internship for the sports media is supposed to start Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And I think that I'm very, this past week, I've seen that I'm kind of really pushing it. Like I'm really pushing a lot. And it's like, I don't want to, like my mind already knows I'm pushing it. I'm biting off a lot. And now I'm gonna add the sports media internship. So it's kind of like I have to sit down. I have to think about it. I really have to think about it because I don't want to just do it just because I want to add it to my resume. I want to do it because I know that I could add it to my resume and make it something successful in my life, not just something that I'm doing. I don't want to dread it. I don't want to dread anything. I always want to be able to look forward to stuff that I do, and right now I am. And then after work, coaching's been so chill. I got mad at a kid the other day for bullying. For bullying, I got mad at a kid. I actually had the things that he wrote, but I'm not gonna show you for privacy reasons, but he was bullying a kid, and that kid came up to me, the one that he was bullying, found me. Well, he found another kid, and he found another coach, and the coach told me about it, and I said, "I'll handle it." Because honestly, I've been kinda loaded. Like, I feel like I haven't really gotten to yell at people like that. I've been really nice. I feel like a big thing about the way that things are going now is that you can't, like, just yell at the kids, like, I feel like a lot the parents already yell at them usually, like, if a bad kid, you're not the first person to yell at the bad kid. Like, that's just the truth. If they're bad, a lot of people probably already yelled at them. So what is you yelling gonna do? So you got to relate to them. You gotta be able to show them that, like, I'm not just gonna be like, "Ah, la, la, la," like, you have to show that you care. So I've been talking to them, and I've been building a relationship with them, and through that, it gives me the opportunity to where if I get mad at them, it means something rather than me just being, like, instantly yelling. 'Cause then it's like, "Oh, that person's just gonna yell at me." That's the way I see it. I think that you just have to, like you have to show them that you're getting mad for a reason, not just because like, "Oh, you messed up again. All you do is mess up." 'Cause I feel like some kids get into that mindset where it's like they always think that they mess up and that everyone's just gonna get mad at them, and that no one really cares. So I feel like you just have to, like you have to show them that you care. You have to show them that that you can relate to them, that you understand that it's not gonna be easy. Nothing's gonna be easy, but that they could look and do the better thing sometimes. But yeah, I got mad at a kid for bullying. He was writing notes about another kid saying like, "You're not gonna be our friend anymore. Never talk to any of us." And it kind of infuriated me. Bullying gets me a little upset because it's like, just why? Why are you doing this? You know, what made you need to do that? So I took the 2 notes that the kid gave me. I called the kid that wrote them, came talk to me, and I told him. I got down and I was like, "You know why I'm talking to you?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." This kid's young. This kid's like in 4th grade. So it's like, I don't know why he's doing this. And I was like, "So, is there a reason for this?" And I showed him the notes. I read the notes to him. Actually, I had him read the notes to me to own up to it a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, "So is there a reason why you did this?" And he was like, "I'm having a bad day." And I get it. You know, we have bad days, but in what situation does you having a bad day mean you have to write notes? Basically telling another kid that none of his friends want to be his friend and that no one likes him. So you had a bad day, and that means you get to make someone else's day awful. Hmm. And I told him, so I told him, I was like, "So does that make that right?" And he was like, he didn't answer me. So I'm like, all right, we had nothing to say. Because obviously earlier we had a lot to say, pal. When we were writing these notes, the second note, get this, the second note he wrote, "Stop looking at the notes." So he knew that the kid he was picking on was looking at the notes, and he kept doing it. You knew that the person you're writing about was already upset and sad, but yet you kept doing it. Mm. So I asked him about that, and it's like, "So do you think this is funny? Do you think this is funny? Do you think this is cool to do this?" He didn't answer me, and I said, "You're not gonna answer me even though you obviously had a lot to say." And I told him to sit down, and I talked to his parents. To his parents, baby. I got to talk to a parent. I haven't talked to a parent in so long. Like, obviously, I'll say, like, hi to the parents and all that, like, tell them, "Hi, have a good weekend," all that. But to actually go one-on-one with a parent and explain to them about something gets me going, man, gets me my heart beating. I felt like a beetle. I feel like what are those called, like, chinchillas or what? I don't even know the name of them. The ones that, like, are, like, shaking, and, like, when they make, like, that loud rattle that sound, and they rattle so hard that sometimes they come out of their, like, old shell, and you can find their shell, like, on trees and stuff the next day, like a chinchilla or something like that. But yeah, man, that's what it's been, me getting down and dirty. But yeah, they sent me, like, 200 videos to edit for the UTSA job, so I'm gonna look after that. I'm gonna look at that a little bit. So my goal when I'm done recording, do homework, finish all, like, the homework. I have, like, 12 assignments due today, which isn't that bad. They go by pretty fast. And then from there, I'm gonna look at some of the videos. This is all gonna be just me chilling, like, on the couch, like, watching a movie or something, looking on the videos. Maybe, like, look at OBS a little bit, maybe Adobe, try to, like, edit them on different stuff and kinda, like, see the outcome. And then I'm gonna work out. You know, I've been kinda lazy with workouts, honestly. It's not that I'm not working out, it's just I'm doing the easier workout instead of me doing, like, because I have a rotation where it's, like, ab workout and run, and then the next day is supposed to be full body calisthenic workout, boxing, pull-ups. But lately, I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna run today." And then the next day, I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do abs today." And then the next day, I'll be like, "Oh, I'll just go do boxing today." You know, and then once a week, I'll be like, "I'm gonna do the full body calisthenic," because my mind dreads it, dude, and it's bad. It's bad because you're supposed to create good habits and slave to them, and I'm not creating a good habit when it comes to working out right now. So I'm gonna start really committing to it. I have to. So I'm gonna do that, and then after that, it'll be, like, probably when I'm done with all that stuff, it'll probably be, like, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then I could sit back, edit this, get it ready for tomorrow, which will be right now. Y'all are watching. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. Let's have a good week. Let's get wild. Let's get free. Let's get silly, baby. You know, let's put on the party caps. And let's get ready for the week. Let's get ready for the week. Let's have a good one, boys. 1, 2, 3. Let's hit the outro.
Burning memories till there's nothing but ash. I'm starting fresh.